Hello everyone, this is Livery GT7 and welcome to the episode. Now I did mention at the end of my last episode I was going to do a build using the Renault F1 E-Space at Tow Expressway 600. Unfortunately I did a couple of test runs and that particular build did not turn out the way it did. So instead I've actually came up with a backup plan and we're going to be using this Group 4 Ferrari 458 Italia at Tow Expressway 600. So I'll be showcasing on how to get the car and of course the setup build for this particular car for that track, and we'll show you guys the guide with this car used at this track too. I would say this should theoretically be pretty simple and easy because since it's a classified race car, the fuel will last enough for you in the whole entire race without making a pit stop. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the episode. First step, of course, is how to get the car. There it is at Brand Central. It's going to cost you about 350,000 credits just for the car itself. It is classified as a Group 4 race car, so you can easily find this race car in Group 4 races as well. Now, one thing I did forget to mention is, for some reason, if this tune does not help out, I would recommend just save the car and just use it for Le Mans. Now, for this particular build, I actually do have a livery that we're going to be using for this episode, but surprisingly, since this car already has the necessary parts it has on it, there really shouldn't really be anything different, either if you have a livery for it already made up or not. So, for this particular car, if you do want the same livery I am using for this episode, there it is right there. And of course you can follow me in the game as well. All you gotta do is simply just follow these instructions as you see on the screen, and you can also use this to follow some other players as well in the game if they like their decals or their liveries, something like that. You can use that as a simple shortcut. But just in case you did in fact miss the hashtags, they're right there. You can easily search them up. Or if you go to the GT Auto and don't search anything at all, this livery should be like the very first page you'll see in that whole entire livery list. It is a pretty popular livery, which is no surprise. It is after the F1 team, so it's really not shocking to see it, being popular. I chose it because I thought it looked great. Now, if you want to match up the parts, here are the rims, and that's literally it. The wing already on there on the car to begin with. The rear bumper, the side, and the front is already pre-made there because it is a race car. But like I said, again, if you want to copy the rims, you can. Or if you want to use your own livery, it probably does not matter. Doesn't matter what kind of rims you choose. I don't think it really won't matter the width or the offset. So here is a screenshot of the first page of the tune. I would recommend you go ahead and just pause the episode and make sure you just copy your numbers. Luckily, if you have everything correct, it should be below 600. I would say just make sure you copy the downforce. That's the main thing to copy. You can see from the other part of the list, I add the high RPM turbocharger kit to this car, and that's going to be it for this tune. So it should be pretty easy to actually adjust to that PP 600 setting. Just make sure you just adjust the downforce, and that's literally it. Suspension can be whatever you want, the LSD, whatever, and of course the high RPM turbocharger. Now, saying that, the question is going to be, how good is this car? Now, this car is going to be overall very decently good. The top speed, in my opinion, this car is going to be at least the fourth fastest car on the track when it comes to just purely straight line pace. You're going to be slightly slower than the RX-7 Ria Mia, and you're going to be slower than the GTR and the NSX. But there is actually some pretty big benefits with this car compared to these other cars on this track. Number one is going to be the handling. The handling is going to be very smooth. It's going to feel very floaty. It's going to feel very responsive to the track. So it should be pretty fun and pretty easy to manage around the traffic, especially with these sport hard tires. The sport hards actually more or less feels more like mediums, if I'm being honest. I mean, the car felt really, really smooth and felt pretty quick around some of these corners. So that's going to be one pretty big difference right there. The other huge main difference, which is going to be a huge benefit for you, is going to be your brakes, which is going to allow you to brake later into the first corner, and of course into that very last turn as well, which you can gain some time on the AI, where the AI some of them might have sport brakes or might have race brakes, but still their brakes are no way near compared to a Group 4 race car. As you can see, we are found ourselves in currently P7. Now the lap is not done yet. We probably could possibly get one more spot if possible, but I would say the biggest advantage out of all things from your car versus the rest of the cars in the race is of course going to be your fuel. Like I did mention before, you should be able to finish this race without pitting for fuel, and you can see I am racing in fuel map 1 with using the manual transmission. So if you possibly are an automatic user and do not change your gears manually, I would recommend you could switch back to number 2 and number 1 for your modes, just to make sure that you have enough fuel to last you for the rest of the race. But that's our first lap right there. P6 is the best we could do for that first lap. But as we fast forward to later on, lap number 4 is going to be our lap to take the lead away from the Honda, and you can see the grip, the handling, it just comes to play very nicely, especially through sector 2, and that's going to be us taking the lead of this race and pretty much running away from it from the rest of the whole entire pack. Now fast forward to our last lap, and of course our hot lap. You can see our pace overall was pretty good. We had a couple high 208s, low 209s. This last lap right here is going to be our best lap. So as you can see here, we're going to shift into 6th gear. I recommend if you're at 180 miles per hour 5th gear, you're going to rev it up until you change 6th gear. As we make our way through the first turn, you're going to brake very, very late. It probably won't be until you reach that first yellow sign to the far left that you're going to brake, trail brake a little bit, and then you're going to find yourselves in 2nd gear. You're going to quickly get back on the throttle. We're going to go back to 3rd, then back down to 2nd gear as we make it through this corner. Then we'll go back to 3rd. Right here, we're going to be 4th gear as we hit underneath the underpass right here. We're going to be potentially running in 4th gear for a little bit. We're going to play with the throttle for a little bit. We're going to put our car toward the middle part of that turn. Then we're going to make a swiping right-hand turn, and we're going to brake. Then we're going to go back down to 3rd. Left motion, and then car steady to the right. 4th gear through this section as well. And pretty much through this couple corners should be at least 4th gear. You can see we hit the brakes, let the car roll naturally, nicely, back to the power. We're going to brake right here and got back to the gas. We probably got back to the throttle a little bit prematurely, but other than that, you can see we just gained a whole lot of time on sector 2. We're going to brake, go back down to 3rd gear through this section right here. We're going to stay in this gear for this upcoming turn, back to the power, right before we hit the apex. And then as we go down the hill, we're going to be down to 4th gear. As we head to that very tricky corner, we're going to change to 5th gear, and then as we approach the, I believe it's the 100 or 200 meter sign, might have been the 150. We're going to make a sharp turn, make sure our right wheels are beside the white line, taking a very, very sharp right-hand angle, getting the car all straightened up. We actually hit our personal best to that sector. We're going to get a little bit of a tow from the Alfa Romeo, make a slingshot pass on it, and as we get to the end of the finish line, we are going to barely edge over the previous fast hot lap, which was from Gallows NSX, and we're going to go ahead and put down a 208.5 for the best lap of the race. So the car, like I said, handles very smoothly, very, very good. So if you do have that car in your garage, I would really recommend giving it a shot. And for some reason, if it's not competitive enough, then I would recommend just saving it for Le Mans. Now, for our next car, it's going to be the Alpine A110, and this actually is going to be a swap build. It's been quite a while since I've done this car as a swap variant. It might have been like over a year, if I'm being honest. And I just want to see what this car can do now, since we have had all these updates added to the game. But hopefully you enjoy that Ferrari 458 Gr.4 build. Hopefully it does give you a lot of credits in the game, and hopefully it will help you out for your first win in Tokyo Expressway 600. Until then, I'll see you guys later when we come back using the Alpine 110 at Tokyo Expressway 600 with its swap variant. So that is going to be for today's episode. Hopefully this particular build has helped you out in Gran Turismo 7. If you guys have any suggestions or any other builds you want me to try out, you're more than welcome to add those to the comments below, and I'll try my best to do them. Until then, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, and if you guys would like to subscribe to the channel, you're more than welcome to do so as well, as I'll have some more stuff coming up in the next couple days. Until then, see you later and take care.